Welcome into College of the Canyons as we get ready for the Cougar Holiday Classic Final. The Orange Coast College Pirates and the COC Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along. Sorry, we're starting a little late. Game number one of the day's schedule started late. LA Trade Tech was a little late to the party. Showed up, so they started about an hour late. Got the game done pretty quick, so we're not starting too much later, maybe about 40 minutes late. We got about 5 minutes left in warm-up between these two teams. Yesterday, both teams able to pick up wins in their games. Orange Coast, a convincing win over Trade Tech. COC, a nice convincing win over Mount San Antonio College. So for the Cougars, 8-5 under Howard Fisher this year in his 22nd season as the head coach. Have been really good here on their home floor, 6-1 at the Cougar cage this season. So have played very, very well and have done a good job on the offensive side of the ball. Sixth best team in the state in three-point shooting percentage at 38.2. 18th in offensive production field goal-wise, 47.3% from the floor and 81.6 points per game, which is 21st best in the state of California. Going up against another high-powered offense in Orange Coast and Steve Spencer in his 19th season as the head coach of the Pirates. Orange Coast averaging 84.9 a game. That's 10th best in the state. They shoot 43%, which is only 52nd in the state, and just 29% from three, which is 80th. But it is all about volume for Orange Coast. They average 72 shots a game, and they make about 31, which is second and fourth best in the state of California. So it is all about the offense in terms of volume. They're also a really good defensive team in terms of steals, almost 16 steals a game. That's best in the state of California. Cougars have done a good job keeping the opposition from shooting the three ball well this year defensively. The opposition just shooting 29.7%, that's 18th best in the state. And if you look, the Cougars have done a better job getting to the line this year than they have in seasons past. So it'll be an interesting matchup. Two high-octane offenses. Who will be able to get stops? Who will be able to come out in front? We'll have it for you when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. COC Orange Coast, the final of the 32nd Cougar Holiday Classic here in Santa Clarita. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do, and the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule. The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
All right, welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready to go. COC and Orange Coast College here at the Cougar Cage, the final of the Cougar Holiday Classic. Starting lineups for both sides. For Orange Coast, Logan Howard and Jaden Hall will start as the twin guards. Both of them were very good yesterday, had nice games against LA Trade Tech College. And then you have Sam Hunter, Clifton Brown, and Kui Ross. Hunter and Brown both kind of play in that 4-5 position, and Ross kind of a 3-4 guard. So we'll see how Orange Coast, who plays small, plays fast, comes out today. For COC, Dylan Griffin will get the start, Quincy Arms. Then Dylan Barrientos, Mason Savory, and Jonah Elfar. The Cougars got a good win yesterday over Mount San Antonio College, and they did it without Dylan Barrientos, who's been their leading scorer this year. He only had 10 points or 7 points in the game. Really had a struggle of a game. Actually, only had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Snapped a streak of 13 straight games dating back to February 18th of 10 or more points in a game. So we'll see if the Cougars can get him back on track as they face a very tough Orange Coast team. Cougars in their blue uniforms today. Orange Coast in the orange, just like yesterday. As it should be pretty up-tempo from the Orange Coast side. We'll see if the Cougars decide to slow things down, as it'll be Elfara and Clifton Brown to jump here for the opening tip. Cougars win it. As right away, Hall in full pressure against Barrientos. OCC wants to trap. And Barrientos stepped on the sideline, so OCC gets an immediate stop just 9 seconds into the ball game. You can expect a lot of that out of OCC today. That heavy press all the way up the floor. They're going to guard you the entire 94 feet. Quincy Arms right there with Logan Howard, and he has a couple of words for Logan Howard. So already some tension here early on. So here's Orange Coast. Griffin nearly got a steal, dove into the bench trying to save it, knocked down one of his guys. Here's Hall, little jumper, and he knocked it down. Hall was very good yesterday. Led the team for Orange Coast in points. Cougars need to get the ball in, and they do. Elfara was asking for some help. The Cougars going to have to pass out of the trap to get it up the floor, and they do this time, as here's Savory. Looking for Elfara. Guarded by Howard, will dump it off Barrientos. He wants to drive, kicks back to Arms, into the corner to Griffin. Griffin bounce pass inside Savory, blocked from behind, put back no good. Elfara pulls down the board. He's looking for help, slips between a couple of defenders, had it blocked out, is coming over to help out with Sam Hunter. It'll stay with COC. Going to be tough on COC on the offensive side today. A travel going to be called against Dylan Griffin. And Orange Coast, we talked about being a high-tempo offense, high-tempo defense. 2 stops, 2 times down the floor, both on turnovers by COC. So a rough start for the Cougars here in their blue uniforms as we're just a minute and 15 seconds into the ball game. Here's Jaden Hall driving, throws up a scoop shot, fouled by Dylan Griffin. That'll be an interesting matchup today if Griffin's the one guarding Jaden Hall. Hall has been great all year long for Orange Coast. Look at the numbers for Hall this season. Averages 20 points a game in 23 minutes. Had 20 and 3 against Trade Tech yesterday. Already got 2 here today, and he'll go to the line as an 85% foul. Shooter knocks down the first. Second of 2 finds the mark, so a 4-0 run for Orange Coast here early on. Cougars just struggling to get out of the full court press, and they turn it over once again. So 3 times with the ball, 3 turnovers on COC. And Orange Coast back to work to try and make it a 6-0 run. Howard dribbling around pressure. Float shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Savory. Stripped from behind by Logan Howard. He'll put up a 3 that's no good. Rebound pulled down by Barrientos, and he'll run it ahead. Barrientos driving towards the paint, gets right to the glass and lays it in. And that's a good sign from Dylan Barrientos, driving to the bucket and lays it home. Quickly, Orange Coast back the other way, and Barrientos gets a strip. So good comeback defense after the bucket from Barrientos. And now he's got room to operate to bring it up the floor. 4-2 the lead, 4-0 run to start for Orange Coast. They get a turnover as Brown able to steal it away from Barrientos, who kind of slipped and fell. Brown finishes it off. Howard Fisher takes a 30-second timeout, and we will take a break as well. Quick start here, 17:40 to go in the first half, 6-2 in favor of Orange Coast. So we come out of the timeout, looked like a positive conversation from the COC end anyway, as Howard Fisher was standing up, had his team kind of talking with him about how they're going to work out this full court press, kind of explaining to them what he sees that they need to do, as now they try and go to work. Alfara, good pass ahead to Barrientos, who gets an easy lay-in, and that's a good play out of the timeout from COC, makes it 6-4. Hunter back ahead for Orange Coast. Spins away from arm. Stops and pops a little 9-footer and makes it. Hunter can be dangerous as well. Average is 11.7 per game. Cougars going to bring it ahead across the timeline quickly as they're doing a better job of working out the passing. Griffin fouled. Blocking foul going to be called against Clifton Brown. First foul of the ball game against OCC. Jaden Green going to check in to take over for Clifton Brown. Here's Barrientos to bring it into play. Gets it way out towards Justice Harper. Nearly was taken away by Hunter, but Harper able to get out of trouble. Barrientos guarded by Hall. Barrientos just lost the dribble. Hall takes it away, runs right by Barrientos, lays it off the glass and in. And the Cougars continue to struggle on the offensive side, a 10-4 lead. Baseball pass ahead. Harper stops up, needs to move it, does to Quincy Arms. He wants to drive baseline against Hunter, put up a shot that didn't go. Alfara pulls down the rebound, kicks it back. Harper will put up a 3, but he was falling to his left and missed it that way. So a 10-4 start for Orange Coast. A 3-pointer foul from Dylan Griffin on Jaden Hall will send Hall to the line for 3 shots, and Griffin going to have to check out with 2 quick fouls. So Hall already with 5 with 7 points. He's made three foul shots and 2 field goals, give him 8. And really, Hall is their scorer. When you look at who you need to stop if you're COC, if you can slow down Jaden Hall, you make it tough on Orange Coast. Because like I said, he averages 20 points a game. Logan Howard's been pretty good with 14 points a game this year as well. And then you look, Sam Hunter 11. But that's kind of it. That's the 3-man show for them this year. So Hall makes all 3. So it's a 9-point lead, 13-4. And that's the early run for Orange Coast. Here's Arms, backs it off. Guarded by Simmons. Works it to Gonzalez. Good high pressure D here from Orange Coast. Harper put it on the floor, but a foul going to be called. Julian DeBoule fell down. And I think it was just an errant whistle. I think they thought DeBoule might have been tripped up, but he just kind of fell on his own. So the Cougars now with 7 to shoot. Will have to get it in quickly and go to work. DeBoule able to get it away from Gonzalez, but then DeBoule going to be called for a foul as he ripped Gonzalez down to the floor. 2 fouls on each side. And what that does is give COC a fresh 30 seconds to work. Trailing 13-4, it's a 9-point game. Turnover on COC as Gonzalez, a pass to Harper that went through his hands. And we'll see Jimmy Galgano check in for the first time here in a moment, as Noah Simmons will bring it up the floor. There's Arian Talley will play it over to DeBoule. Now over to Williams. And Gonzalez going to be called for a foul as he ran right through Talley. Gonzalez coming off. Galgano coming in. So now Barrientos will run the point for COC. OCC will play everybody on the bench. And they have pretty much gotten everybody in so far. So here's Simmons driving, kicks it back. Williams wanting to get into the paint. Guarded by Galgano, but gets a little hook shot that makes it over the top of him. And it's a 11-point lead, 15-4. Barrientos needing to work it ahead. The Cougars will get a breakaway here. And a one-handed jam to try and get the Cougars going for Justice Harper. Quickly back the other way, Orange Coast. Largest lead was 11. Harper gets a steal. We'll try and do it again. This time lays it home. Back-to-back buckets for Justice Harper. A 4-0 run for COC. Makes it 15-8. Cougars putting up the pressure on defense, but DeBoule behind everybody. The Cougars went over to double Terrell Jones, and DeBoule was wide open, breaks a 4-0 run. 9-point lead. Cougars passing the ball out of the trouble here. Galgano now driving. Throws it over. And an offensive foul going to be called against Jimmy Galgano here as DeBoule draws the foul. The Cougars just cannot figure out the pace at the moment as Galgano now going to come off the floor. And they'll bring Andrew Henderson back in. So a short one for Galgano. Henderson off the bench yesterday was very good for COC. Led the team with 27 points, 8 boards. And we'll try and come off the bench and give the Cougars a little bit of energy, trailing by 9. Here's DeBoule driving baseline. Scratch that, it was Hunter. Hall with a 3 that doesn't fall. Harper with a rebound. We'll send it to Barrientos. Barrientos kind of saying, everybody move ahead. Let me just work across the timeline. Gets it ahead towards Arms. Arms will work to his right. Dumps it to Henderson. Henderson with the left hand. Spins back with the right. Was blocked. Coming over the top of him was Jaden Green. He'll slip it ahead to Logan Howard. Thought about a 3, now drives baseline. Dumps it underneath. Sam Hunter over the top of Henderson. And back to an 11-point lead. Harper stops and pops. Harper feeling it here early on, just as Harper with 6 points to lead the Cougars. Gets them back within 9. Here's Hall, works it down low. Hunter over the top of Harper. Tried to go glass, didn't get it to go. Alfaro with the rebound, able to get it by Howard. Sends it ahead to Arms. Tried to sling it inside. It actually hit the rim and came down, stayed in play for Orange Coast, so a turnover on COC. There's Howard as he slows things down. Puts up a 3 that was an air ball, but it was a perfect pass to Jaden Green and make it 21-10. Orange Coast in front. Cougars a baseball pass ahead. Again, Barrientos will get an easy lay-in. He's got 6. It's been Harper and Barrientos so far. So the Cougars just trying to stay in it at this point, keeping pace with Orange Coast, but trailing by 9. Here's Hall as the Pirates slow it down. Howard and Hunter play catch, and they get it back to Hall. Hall guarded by Barrientos. 10 to work, works around a screen, puts a 3 over the top of Barrientos that missed off the left side of the rim and goes out. And that's the one thing, if COC can force Orange Coast into three-point shots, can give themselves a chance. But when you start to play with that extra pace and let OCC work quickly, it can create some trouble for the Cougars, as that's the game that Orange Coast wants to play. Cougars get Henderson out, they get Casmanego back in. They'll try and pass their way out of the full court press from Orange Coast. Harper will dribble out of it anyway. He'll bring it ahead into the front court. Manego now picks it up, and he'll start to work against Williams. Drives towards the paint, kicks out. Savory, a 3 from the wing, too strong. Harper able to pull down the rebound, but it was poked out by Hall. It'll go with COC here, as Hall couldn't keep it in play. Maybe that's the other thing the Cougars maybe need to try and do, is use the size to their advantage against OCC. Pirates play with a smaller lineup, and they play with more speed. Cougars have a little bit more muscle. Elfaro, though, blocked from behind. And I think they're going to call a foul, and they might give it to Kendall Terrell Jones here. So Elfaro a little lame afterwards, and it's going to be against Kendall Terrell Jones. It's going to send Elfaro to the line for 2. He's limping a little bit, and that's not good. Elfaro has been a huge part of this team so far for the Cougars this year. 12 points, 8 rebounds on the season on average. He's had 3 double-doubles this year. Had 14 points and 8 yesterday against Mount Sac, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 at 47.6%. Banks it off the backboard and in. Still working on that left ankle. That's what's bothering him, as Gonzalez will take over for Barrientos here. The Cougars get their rotation onto the floor. So Alfaro makes them both. Galgano will take over for Alfaro, so they want to get him a rest after his ankle was bothering him. Cougars back within 7. Closest they've been since the early part of the ball game. So here's Kendall Terrell Jones working against Gonzalez. Over to Hall. Hall will play a lot of minutes today. He's guarded by Manego. Works off the screen. Slips it inside. Green able to get a couple of bodies in the air. Just showed good patience that time. And Jaden Green has the bucket. His second of the ball game. Make it 23-14. Back to a 9-point lead. Here's Manego. Dribbles into some space. Doubled. Got it back, dribbles towards the baseline, but just lost the basketball. So another straight turnover on COC. And now Henderson going to get to the table and try and check back in and take over for Manego. So the Cougars going with a heavy rotation here, trying to get their bodies in. Match Orange Coast, who will go with that heavy rotation the same. And they'll try and keep fresh legs on the floor as much as possible as they want to play with speed. Here's Terrell Jones. Kicks it back to Hall, guarded by Galgano. Puts up a fall-away jumper that's no good. Harper with the rebound. Outlets to Henderson. Henderson will sprint it ahead. He'll stop up just inside the three-point line and knock down a 2. Good shot from Andrew Henderson, his first bucket of the day. And the Cougars back within 7. Henderson defending well that time. Terrell Jones had to send it over to McDeal. He drives. Altered shot by Savory on the inside. Harper pulls down the board. Speeds it ahead. Stops at the foul line. Kicks it to the wing. Galgano a 3. No good. Too strong. Gonzalez trying to fight for the rebound. Couldn't get it. It came to Hall. He speeds around Harper. He'll step into a wide open 3. That was short the whole way, but the rebound on the offensive side by Green. He'll kick corner. Terrell Jones a 3. No good. short, and Harper with the rebound, and the Cougars will get a chance to try and work the floor. Here's Gonzalez ahead. Got it to Savory. Savory at the foul line. Kicks wing. Three-pointer Henderson, no. Rebound Galgano on the offensive board. Off the glass and good. Galgano's got his first bucket of the day. And the Cougars starting to find a little bit of rhythm. Back within 5, trailing 23-18. 10:23 to go here in the first half. Orange Coast out to an 18-9 lead. Had an 11-point lead at one point in the ball game, but the Cougars have stormed back, just trailing by 5. Green down low inside, put one up, didn't get it to fall. Harper and Savory, the two big bodies down low, altering that enough to make a miss. And the Cougars quickly back ahead. Galgano under the basket. No foul called, so it'll stay with COC as the ball went out off of Orange Coast. Galgano was asking for when he had 3 bodies crash into him, but didn't get the call. Nonetheless, the Cougars will keep the basketball as Orange Coast with new lineup out on the floor. As O'Fara will come back in. He'll take over for Justice Harper here. Harper gets a fist bump from Howard Fisher, goes off the floor after some good minutes, put up 6 points. Foul before the inbound play. Went against Noah Simmons, so the Cougars will do it again. They get it into Henderson. Good inbound play that time. Gonzalez with a nice pass. Henderson with the finish, and the Cougars back within 3. It's a one-possession ball game, 23-20 here in the first half. Here's Logan Howard working against Gonzalez. We'll dump it off to Isaiah Lee. He'll work to his left, wants to get it to Sam Hunter. Hunter driving against Galgano, kind of pushes off a little bit, but no good on the follow-away shot as we continue on. No harm, no foul on either side as we continue. Here's Henderson with the ball, dribbles around Clifton Brown, still with it at the foul line, got a man in the air, got it back to Savory. He'll put up a straightaway 3 that's good, and we are tied at 23. Timeout on the floor by Orange Coast. 9:23 to go in the first half, 23 all here on the Cougar Sports Network.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
$23 all, 9:23 to go here in the first half. COC and Orange Coast College. Good one so far. OCC out to an 11-point lead. And we just noticed the scoreboard actually says Mount Sac and Trade Tech. So COC is the home team. They'll be on the right side of the screen. Orange Coast is the visiting team. So we'll try and get that solved out, but unfortunately the automated system didn't take the change that we try to put in, so we'll do our best to fix the scoreboard when we can. Try and do it at halftime for you folks. But it's 23 all. As it'll be Cougar basketball here. Good work from COC. Alfara down low gets the bucket, and the Cougars have their first lead of the ball game at 25-23. It's been a nice little run for COC. As Hall finds a finish on his side. Hall's very dangerous. We've talked about him. Being difficult to contend with. And the Cougars will get offensive foul called against them against Barrientos. So 25 all after Hall made the last bucket. Hall in double figures already today with 11 points. He's got the basketball working to his right. Stops and pops an 18-footer. It's good. Hall is such a dangerous offensive player. He's so hard to contend with, very slippery, moves very well, and shoots well from inside the three-point line. Has struggled from outside three this year, just 29%, but shoots 41% from the floor. 10th in the state in points per game at 20 or more. As Alfara gets inside and lays it around Sam Hunter. If the Cougars can get Jonah Alfara going, that'll help out, as Alfara, a big body on the inside that maybe Orange Coast doesn't have a mark for other than Clifton Brown. As Brown catches on the inside, he muscles down Alfara but missed. Galgano puts up the rebound. He'll get it to Barrientos, who dribbles out of some trouble as Ross right on him. There's Barrientos. Over to Arms. Arms back to Barrientos. Inside, Galgano wide open underneath. Galgano now with 4. The Cougars back with a 2-point lead at 29-27. Cougars get a takeaway. Galgano gets a steal. Quincy Arms is down on the floor, hurt, but pops back up. Galgano now with 6. And the Cougars find themselves in front by 4, their largest lead of the day. 3-pointer from Ross, no good. 31-27, 6:20 to go. 4-point Cougar lead. Alfara called for a travel. Here goes Orange Coast back to work. Talley with the basketball, trying to work it around. Got it to Terrell Jones, who missed on an air ball. Back the other way comes COC quickly. Henderson getting to the block, had it poked away, gets it back, tries to go up, draws a foul, and Henderson will get himself to the line. So Henderson to the line to shoot 2. Second on DeBull. Henderson splits the pair. So the Cougars now with a 5-point lead, 32-27. So this one goes out, leaves 3 seconds for Trade Tech to work. So they need to get a shot off. A deep one from Williams doesn't go. It's a shot clock violation. The Cougars stay with a 5-point lead, 32-27. Barrientos gets to the line. He makes one and will go for a three-point play. So Barrientos coming alive. He's got 8 now. 6th foul on Orange Coast. As he knocks down the shot. Finishes off the old-fashioned three-point play. And then stepping on the end line was Hall there, and the Cougars starting to roll. 35-27 the lead. It's an 8-point COC lead. They'll turn it over on the inbound. Just trying to throw it ahead. And so OCC will get the ball back on the COC side of midcourt. So here goes Noah Simmons with a basketball. We'll get it to Sam Hunter. Hunter will work to his left. Drops it off. Jaden Hall will put up a 3. Short. Alfaro rips down the rebound. Gets it ahead to Barrientos. Double team on Barrientos as OCC in full court press, but the Cougars able to break it. Here's Henderson working against Simmons. And a foul going to be called against Jaden Hall here. It's the first on Hall, 7th, so the Cougars are going to be in the bonus here. They'll shoot 1 and 1. Henderson to the line for the second time today. 85% foul shooter, usually pretty solid from the line. So far, look at the numbers. Barrientos with 9, Galgano, Alfaro, and Harper each with 6. Henderson with 5. On the other side, Hall with 13, then Jaden Green and Sam Hunter with 4. It's the Cougars with a 6-point lead, a chance to try, or excuse me, an 8-point lead, chance to try and make it a 10-point lead. Barrientos, I think, had some blood on his knee, maybe scraped his knee up going down to the floor, so the medical staff having to tend to him for a second there. As now Henderson will shoot the foul shots. Makes the first of the 1 and 1. Henderson now with 5, make it 6. And the lead an even 10 now for COC. So Orange Coast had an 11-point lead. The Cougars have come back and taken a 10-point lead. OCC led 18-9 at one point, but have yet to get to the 10-point mark. It's a nice little run for COC as they put another one in, give them a 12-point lead. As Arms with the putback was there. And the Cougars with up-court pressure of their own and a timeout called by Orange Coast. And we'll take a break as well. COC out in front, 39-27.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network. Well, since the 18-9 open for Orange Coast, the Cougars have gone on a 30-9 run to take a 39-27 lead. And have started to come out with a lot of pressure here against OCC. It's made it tough on the Pirates. The Cougars just finding a way at this point. So we go back to work out of the timeout. Hall will bring it ahead into the front court. Slips it inside. Harper in the air. Got a hand on the block as he was coming down on Noah Simmons. And able to alter the shot. Simmons couldn't put it in. Here's Barrientos trying to work his way out of trouble. Sends it ahead. Alfaro all alone. Two-handed flush for the finish. And the Cougars with a 41-27 lead. Make it 14 points. And Harper with a steal. He'll run it back up the floor. Stops it up, thought about a three. Instead sends it to Arms. He'll put up a three that missed the whole way. So a 32-9 COC run here to close out the first half. There's 3:24 to go. Little runner, good shot that time, Logan Howard. He's very dangerous as well off the dribble. Him and Hall, when they're out there together, create a lot of opportunities off steals and just make it tough on the opposing offense to work up floor. Here's Harper, drops it off. Henderson, right-handed lay, didn't go, but it doesn't matter, he's fouled, and we'll get to the line for two as Sam Hunter got in the air. And the Cougars continuing to push the pace here a little bit. And after a sluggish start to the first quarter, the Cougars have come alive in the later half of this first half. As Henderson makes the first. Henderson actually 3 of 3 from the line, now 4 of 4, so he's got 8 points in the ball game. Lead all the way back up to 14. Galgano going to come in. Quincy Arms going to come off the floor for a moment. Get a little break as the Cougars go through their rotation. OCC trying to stretch the floor here. The Cougars come out in a full court press of their own, as they've been over the last few minutes trying to match the OCC press. Now that they have a lead, Henderson couldn't pull down the rebound as Williams came under him and got it. He dumps it inside. Green able to put it in as he was over the top of Alfara. It's back to a 12-point game. Alfara needs to get it in play. Does to Barrientos. Barrientos fouled from behind by Trent Williams, who thought he had a steal, but just ran over the top of Barrientos, and he'll go to the line for 1-on-1. Barrientos, a 78% foul shooter, already with 9 points in the ballgame. He and Henderson leading the Cougars with 9. For Williams, his first foul. Already the 9th on OCC, 2:44 to go. So the Cougars' next foul will shoot 2 the rest of the way. Barrientos makes the first of the 1-and-1. It was in doubt for a long period of time, rattled around off the rim but fell home. So Barrientos in double figures for the 14th time in 15 games, dating back to February of last year. Misses on the second. It's a 13-point lead for COC. Hall quickly ahead into the corner. Howard 3. No good. Missed it off the left. The Cougars, Galgano able to get the rebound. He'll get it to Barrientos. Throws it at Harper. Dumps it off Alfara. Blocked by Green, but it'll stay with COC. Good ball movement from the Cougars. They just couldn't finish it off, as Jaden Green showing some ability on the back side. Green with a couple of blocks in the ball game. Cougars couldn't even get that one in. It goes out off of OCC, so they'll try it again. Officials having to calm everybody down here. Harper catches off the inbound. Here's Henderson. Guarded by DeBoule. Cougars get into the corner. Barrientos for 3, no good. Harper able to tap the rebound to himself. Picks it up in the corner and sends it back out to Henderson as the Cougars get a reset. Here's Galgano. Harper gets around Williams. Sends it Henderson. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. Long rebound picked up by DeBoule. Outlet pass ahead to Howard. Howard over Galgano, no. Putback doesn't count. And it'll be 2 shots for Logan Howard. Foul win against Galgano. It'll be, I think, the second against Jimmy. Yes, it will. Neither team shooting the ball well from 3. Cougars just 1 of 8. Orange Coast 0 for 11. It's been an inside the paint type of game here today with a lot of fast breaks back and forward. Howard makes the first. Quincy Arms back in for COC. Logan Howard, an 88% foul shooter. Get it back to a 10-point game if he makes, or a 9-point game if he makes this one. Excuse me, an 11-point game, but he missed it. So it stays a 12-point COC lead. Arms to Henderson. Changed directions in the air, drew the foul on Jaden Green. And Henderson gets himself to the line. And that, again, we've talked about it a lot here on the Cougar Sports Network. When Andrew Henderson's at his best, it's not when he's shooting a lot of threes. It's not when he's taking a lot of jumpers. It's when he's getting himself inside, using his athleticism and creating opportunities near the glass, drawing fouls and getting to the line. And that's what he's done so far today. Of his 9 points, 5 of them have come from the foul line, just 2 of 5 from the floor. But he's already made his 6th and 7th trips to the line. So this will be foul shot number 7 for him as he's in double figures again today. As they get Hunter back in. That's just kind of what Andrew Henderson does. He is in the top 20 in the state, or the top 50, excuse me, in the state in free throws made this season, and top 50 in free throw percentage as well, as he's an 85% foul shooter. Made them both. He's got 11 now to lead the Cougars. Lead back to 14 is 46-32. 1:45 to go here in the first half. Here's Logan Howard working. Gets it to Jaden Hall. Hall and Howard play catch. The Cougars have done a good job to slow down the OCC high-octane offense. Now here's Hall, a fall-away jumper over Arms that doesn't go. Rebound kicks around off a bunch of different bodies, and it finds its way to Hall. Hall will pick it up, drives baseline. Wanted to throw it to Hunter, but it was over his head. Taken away by Henderson. Henderson went behind his back, waited for a man to get in the air, and put it in off the glass. Good patience from Andrew Henderson. He's got 13, and the Cougars have their largest lead at 16 at 48-32. Another takeaway from COCs. They get a stop. Alfaro with the board, trying to dribble himself out of trouble. Now Barrientos working around DeBoule. And a blocking foul going to be called against DeBoule, and it's going to send Barrientos to the line for 2. We talked about pregame, Orange Coast being a very good team when they get the offense going, and they put up a lot of field goal attempts, 72 per game. They've put up 36 today. The Cougars have held them just to 36% from the floor. That's significantly below their season average, which is 43. As Barrientos missed the first, Dylan at times can struggle from the line. He's 2 of 4 from the line so far today. Make it 3 of 5 as he splits the pair. The lead 17. (49-32), COC in front, inside of a minute to go. Hall fouled by Arms well away from the basket, so Hall will go shoot 1 and 1. This will be the 7th foul on COC. So the Cougars in the plus, Hall shooting 1 and 1 as Orange Coast in the bonus. So foul shots the rest of the way for both sides. Hall misses the foul shot short. It's off of Alfaro and Green, and they'll say it goes with COC as Green was the last to touch. So with 43, the Cougars will get the ball back. They pass out of the full court press. Barrientos running to the basket. Waits, puts it off the glass. Barrientos now with 13. And the Cougars with a 51-32 advantage. Make it 19, can try and get it to an even 20. If you're COC now, Orange Coast going to play for just about the last shot, as there's about a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Arms fouls, so that will negate that. The shot clock will be off. Hall will go to the line for 1 and 1. Question for COC now becomes, we've talked about this a lot during the year if you've followed us on the Cougar Sports Network, the Cougars' ability to close out teams when they have that opportunity. And that's kind of been a struggle for COC this year, that closing out of teams. Hall makes the first. So you talk about you've got an 18-point lead, might be 17 if Hall can knock down the second. Even if you take that in itself into the break, as Hall makes them both, so the Cougars will bring it in from the baseline. Henderson will catch. He'll get it back to Alfara as he and Henderson will play catch. Henderson out of some trouble, gets it to Gonzalez, back to Henderson. Henderson with 4. Gets it inside Alfara. The Cougars will get a shot away. Alfara's fouled right as the shot goes away and fell down hard onto his back. And so he'll get a couple of shots here before the end of the half. Or at least we think he will. The official's discussing it here. Foul's going to be against Jaden Hall. It's going to send Jonah Alfara to the line for 2. And they're going to put time on the clock, it seems. It'll be 2 seconds on the clock here. So Alfara to the line to shoot 2. Jonah with 8 points, 2 for 2 from the line early on. Missed the first. He's had a rough go of it today. Ankle problems early on, flat backed on that last one. Misses the first. And it's 0.2. Makes the second. Inbound tipped, end of the first half. 52-34, COC out in front, an 18-point advantage at the break. We'll take a timeout here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network. We get ready for second half action between COC and Orange Coast College. Cougars with a 52-34 advantage, plus 18 after the first half. Cougars had a pretty good shooting first half, 19 of 33, just 1 of 8 from 3, so below their season mark, but 13 of 16 from the line. For Orange Coast, just 13 of 37 and 0 for 11 from beyond, 8 of 10 from the line. It's been a fast-paced game back and forward. For Orange Coach, Jaden Hall with 15, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists to lead the way for the Cougars. Andrew Henderson, 13 points, 4 assists, and Dylan Barrientos, 13 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. As Orange Coast starts with the basketballs, they'll move to our left here in the second half as they go to work on the offensive side. Sam Hunter with the basketball. We'll get it over to Ross. Ross will send it back out to Howard. Howard wants to drive, gets around a couple of Cougar bodies and lays it home. Good speed by Howard that time. Orange Coast immediately comes out with full court trap. We haven't seen Dylan Griffin since the first half. Picked up 2 quick fouls early on. He's back into the game on the floor to start here in the second. Barrientos will send it to Alfara. Into the corner, Griffin. Griffin driving, gets it back Alfara at the foul line. Over to Arms. Arms will ship back to Barrientos. Barrientos will stay with 10 seconds and work in isolation here against Howard. Works off the screen. Moving to his left now. Kicks it over to Savory. Savory will put up a 3. He's got the only 3 in the ball game from either side. Missed there, but the offensive board for COC. Arms, a corner 3 is good. The second 3-pointer of the ball game for either side. Arms now with 5 points as COC has stretched the lead back to 19 once again. It's off the miss, an easy putback that time for Brown. OCC back in that full court press. Cougars having to work to break it here. To work ahead across the timeline. They did, but an errant pass goes through the fingers of Quincy Arms, and it's a turnover on COC. Jaden Green checking back here. Jaden Hall pick it up near the end line, or the timeline. It's a 55-38 lead for COC. Stretched it out, keeping it at 17, trying to keep it there. Ross with an offensive board. Hall thought about a 3. Now we'll try and go past Griffin. Instead, we'll send it to the near side to Ross. He'll get it inside Jaden Green. Green trying to work around Alfara. Defended nicely by Alfara, but a late whistle for a foul. And so it's going to send Green to the line. Likely going to be the first foul on Alfara. You'll see they've done a very good job against the secondary scoring for Orange Coast today. You haven't been able to stop Jaden Hall. He's still got 15. But you look, Logan Howard, Jaden Green, Sam Hunter, Trent Williams, 5 points or below. Green, Hunter, and Williams all with 4. This Green makes the first, so give him 5 now. Outside of that, Clifton Brown, Julian DeBoule, and Kai Ross only with 2 points apiece. For the Cougars, you look in the big bodies doing their work, as they usually do. Green makes both. It's a 15-point lead. COC, Henderson Barrientos with 13, Alfara with 9. Galgano with 6, Harper with 6. Arms with 5, and Savory with 3. So here's Barrientos with the basketball. The Cougars in their half-court offense, guarded by Jaden Green, and Green going to get called for a reach. Your COC will take that matchup with Green, who's a very athletic. Say big. He's listed as a forward at 6'7". Very athletic at 6'7", but with Barrientos, who's very slippery. That's a tough jump ball, possession arrow, COC. So stay with COC. Inbound, Arms a 3 that didn't fall. Savory had the rebound, had it blocked on the putback attempt. Quickly ahead, Hall to Hunter, and a layup is good. So Orange Coast has come out alive here. 8-3 run to open up for OCC. Cougars again just look disjointed here to start. Here's Arms, stops, gets it to Alfara. A blocking foul going to be called against Ross. Alfara going to get himself to the line. So third time Alfara's gone down hard today. He'll get back to the line once again. The first foul on Ross. He was outside the restricted area. He had himself in a good position to draw the charge, but just leaned back as the big body of Jonah Alfara flew over the top of him. Alfara gets the first foul shot stuck between the backboard and the rim. Alfara struggling from the line so far today and so far this season. 3 of 5 from the line. Foul shots become more important as the game gets tighter, and that's been COC's weakness at times. They've gotten a lot better this year, though. Getting themselves to the line and making their foul shots. So Alfara makes 1 of 2. Lead back to 14. Here's Hall speeding around a couple of bodies. Score it in the foul. A block going to be called against Barrientos. Looks like Howard Fisher going to take a timeout here. I think Fisher was happy he didn't get a timeout before the inbound play. Nonetheless, the timeout comes now, so we'll take a break as well. 56-44. Hall can get it to an 11-point game when we come back.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
A 10-4 run for OCC as we come back in from the timeout. 56-44. COC out in front, and Jaden Hall, who's at the line with 17 points in the ball game, goes back to work. Misses on the foul shot. The long rebound poked out, and it's going to stay with Orange Coast here, so look at a reset. Howard brings it in. Hall guarded by Griffin. And we'll see Henderson and Galgano back in the ball game. Cougars going with the starting set here. Over the top of Harper, no. They'll go with COC now as it went out off of Orange Coast. And now we're going to see Andrew Henderson up off the bench. He's going to take over for Quincy Arms. Had 14 minutes in that first half, 13 points in 14 minutes as the Cougars, a baseball pass ahead. Barrientos, little left-handed lay, no good, as Hunter was right there to defend it. Quickly, OCC back the other way. Howard for the first 3 for Orange Coast, he knocks it down. It's a 9-point game, so the Cougars a 19-point lead, a 13-4 run for Orange Coast to open up here in the second half. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game once again. Here's Henderson. Cougars get into the corner. Griffin fouled. Howard going to be called for the foul. Howard trying for the steal. That's one of the things that he is really, really good at. Leads the state in steals this year. Averages a big number per game. I actually don't have that average, but that's one thing the Cougars have done well, that they limit the steals against. Just 6 steals for COC and 5 against. So Orange Coast only with 5 steals. Remember, they average 15 a game. Henderson put up a 3 short, gets his own rebound, spins into the paint, throws up a little right-handed baby hook. It's good. So it breaks a nice little run from OCC, gets the lead back to 11. Howard gonna put up a deep three, back-to-back threes for Logan Howard. And now it's an 8-point game. So Howard's starting to come alive. Cougars held him quiet in the first. All of a sudden, he's got 11, and then he gets called for another foul, this time 42 feet away from the basket. It's going to be his second in short order. Cougars go back to work. There's Harper, who had a good first half with 6 points. Gets it to Barrientos, wanted to dump it inside, but Alfaro wasn't ready for it. Turnover on COC, already their 14th turnover of the ball game. In an 8-point game, Cougars had it up to a 19-point lead, led by 18 at the break. So far, OCC outscoring the Cougars by 10 here in this second half. Offensive foul going to be called against Trent Williams for a push in the back. After Henderson had inside position, Williams wasn't happy with the foul call. We're going to get Julian DeBoule back in to take over for Sam Hunter. Jaden Hall coming back in to take over for Logan Howard. Griffin in the corner, up top to Henderson. Looks at Barrientos, wants to drive baseline, stops and pops from 12, it's good. Nice shot, Dylan Barrientos in rhythm. Give him 15 now in the ball game. Lead back up to 10 for COC. Terrell Jones dumps it off inside. Jaden Green, an easy bucket. Cougars didn't have that defended very well at all. OCC back with an 8. Cougars get it in play. Griffin trapped, passes it ahead. Alfaro had it stolen. Green takes it away from him. Gets it to Terrell Jones, can get it back within 6, make it a 2-possession game. Orange Coast on the offensive side. Green a little right-handed baby hook, no. Griffin pulls down the board, outlets to Barrientos in an 8-point game for COC out in front. 60-52. And a travel going to be called against Dylan Barrientos. Howard Fisher unhappy there was no foul call as Mason Savory comes back in to take over for Jonah Alfaro. So again, OCC a chance to get it within 2 possessions here. They're trailing by 18 at the break. Terrell Jones slips a man, little Euro step play. Nice move to the Terrell Jones. Just his first bucket of the day. 6-point COC lead, 60-54. Harper, wing, Barrientos, 3 after a couple of guys fly by. No, but Savory there for the putback. Off the airball miss. So again, we talked about right before the half, COC's had trouble this year closing teams out when they've had big leads, just keeping their foot on the gas. And the same thing, OCC coming out much like the first half on fire. And they get it back within a 6-point game here. So now if you're COC, you got to get something going on both sides of the floor, as you really have not done a good job on either side here in the second half. Here's Griffin driving, draws a foul, score it for Griffin, and he'll get himself to the line. So Dylan Griffin gets Jaden Green up in the air, draws the foul, and will go to the line for a 3-point play to try and make it a 9-point game. Griffin without a bucket in the first half, only played 3 minutes in the first half. Due to those 2 quick fouls, that's his first shot, his first bucket of the day. Chance to go to the line. Griffin this year 70% from the line. Jaden Green coming off with 4 fouls, so that's going to be tough for OCC to put Jaden Green with 4 fouls on the bench. So he's put in some good minutes on the defensive side, has helped out offensively with 10 points as Griffin knocks down the foul shot. Lead back to 9 for COC at 65-56. OCC quickly ahead, they work it into the corner. Howard a corner 3, that one no good. Goes off of Williams and out, and it'll be COC basketball. Again, a home run pass that Hall couldn't handle, so Barrientos gets it. Got it to Harper. Harper will slow it up. Inside Savory, went off the glass but didn't get it to go. Barrientos lost his shoe. I thought I saw something flying towards the COC bench. It was Dylan Barrientos' right foot. I thought it was Howard Fisher tossing a towel maybe because he was up off the bench after the pass from Harper and drew the foul and gets Savory to the line, and that wasn't it. It was actually just Barrientos' shoe coming flying off. So Mason Savory to the line for a 1-and-1 here. Notice 2 shots. Cougars though in the bonus now. Savory, say at a 79% foul shooter. First bounces home. Lead back to 10. Green coming back on with 4 fouls. Arientale coming back in as well. Savory makes them both lead back to 11 for COC. 13-10 to go here in the ball game. Cougars led by as much as 18 after OCC had an 11-point lead early in the ball game as Green is fouled. It's going to be Harper or Savory. It's going to be 2 shots for Jaden Green. It's going to go into Justice Harper. Green a 56% foul shooter. As we said, OCC had an 18-9 run to open the ball game, but COC a 32-9 run late in that first half. Took an 18-point lead at the break. Lead by 11, make it 10. As Green makes the first. Just the 3rd time this year Green with 10 or more points in a ball game. He's got 11. Give him 12 as he knocks them both dead. We're back to a 9-point game. 3-possession game right now. Cougars break the timeline as they pass out of the full court press. Harper will put it on the floor, guarded by Hunter. Sends it over to Griffin. I'm not sure how tall he thought Dylan Griffin was. Dylan Griffin only listed at 6 foot, and that ball was thrown up there for a 7-footer. Griffin nearly got it, kept it in play, but in a 3-possession game, turnovers get magnified. Now OCC going to work, and then an offensive foul going to be called underneath the basket on Jaden Green. That's his 5th. So that's going to send Jaden Green to the bench with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. That's the 5th on Jaden Green, and that sends him to the bench for the ball game. It'll get Alfara back in. It'll bring DeBoer back in to take over for Green, so that ends his night. 12 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, 2 blocks, and a steal. Very active game, and that puts a big body on the bench. The Cougars with an 8-point lead, or 9-point lead. And then a cylinder violation foul going to be called against Logan Howard. 3rd on Logan Howard. And it sends Barrientos to the line for a 1-and-1. The next foul will put COC in the plus with 12:36 to go. Cougars going to be shooting a lot down the stretch here, and that helps them out if they can make foul shots. Barrientos misses the first short. Alfara pulls down the rebound, dribbles his way out of trouble, is doubled. Will send it over to Griffin. Griffin will slow things up. Cougars this year have been good from the line. 20th best in the state, 72.5%. Not great, but good. So now your foul shots become ever more important. You shoot 77% from the line. They've already made 22 trips to the strike today. Savory, corner 3 off a pass from Henderson, knocks it down. Mason Savory with 10 now. And the Cougar lead back up to 12. Second game of the season for Savory in double figures. Here's Talley trying to drive. Kicks it back. Howard for 3. Boy, Howard has found his rhythm from 3. He is 3 for 7 from 3 is all 3 Orange Coast triples, as it's a 9-point lead, making an 11-point lead as Barrientos gets a breakaway layup off the inbound play. He's now got 17 to lead the Cougars. 72-61. No defense really to be found here in this ball game. Still 11 and a half to go. Reaching foul called against Henderson. Gonna be his first. Just the 4th on COC here. Noah Simmons back in, Mason Savory off the floor after that big 3, bringing in Jimmy Galcano. Howard brings it into DeBoule and gets it right back. Howard off the screen. Foul line thought about a jumper, instead got it to Hall. He'll take a jumper from the top of the key and got it to fall. And then a timeout called by Orange Coast. In a 9-point game, 72-63, 11-14 to go. We'll take a break. Here on the Cougar Sports Network.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
(72-63). COC out in front. Cougars will have the basketball out of the break. Possession arrow with Orange Coast right now. Just kept the Pirates at arm's reach here. 9-point game. Henderson inside Alfaro, bounce pass Galgano, fouled, scored in the foul, as he got a hand, Noah Simmons got a hand on him, and Galgano now with 8. It's a chance to get the Cougars back up by 12. This is an 11-point lead. Here comes Trent Williams back into the ball game to take over for Noah Simmons. Galgano this year, 69% from the line, missed it clean. Back the other way, Sam Hunter ahead to Jaden Hall, who's been relatively quiet here in the second half. That one went off the wiring above the glass, so it does not count. Hall, who had 15 in the first half, only 4 here in the second. COC with an 11-point lead. Griffin to Barrientos in the corner. Barrientos and Henderson both have been quiet as well, but the Cougars have been able to keep the lead relatively strong, 3 or more possessions. That one poked away from Barrientos by Hall. Hall driving, draws the foul on Barrientos. Gets himself to the line. Gonna be the 4th on Dylan Barrientos. So now Barrientos gonna have to go to the bench for some time with 4 fouls. She can't afford to lose him. They're gonna bring in Jacob Gonzalez to try and take over. Barrientos a leader in minutes played this year in the state, 32 minutes played per game. Hall right up there with him as well. Hall makes the first. Look at Jaden Hall, averages 23 minutes, but averages 20 points in 23 minutes. He's got that 20, give him 21. This makes a pair of foul shots. Lead back down to 9. Gonzalez bringing it ahead. Gets it over to Galgano. Back to Gonzalez on the corner. He'll put up an 18-footer that's short. Rebound by DeBoule. He had good inside position. Gonzalez going to come right back out of the game. Here's Howard, little jumper. Rattles around, didn't fall. Cougars not rebounding very well here. Alfara steps out. It'll be OCC basketball. Gonzalez going to come back out. Shangoyan going to come into the first time today. Down on the inbound play. Got back up, no harm, no foul. We continue on. There's Howard. Gonna go one-on-one with Shangoyan. Slips him, dumps it inside. DeBoule blocked by Galgano. Good defense by Jimmy Galgano that time. Stays a 9-point lead, 9:56 to go. Still a lot of time left in this ball game. Right on top of Howard, and foul going to be called on Shagoyan. Henderson thought he had the strip. Shagoyan gets called for the foul. It's the 6th foul on COC, so the next foul put OCC at the line for the remainder of the game. About 9 minutes to go. Howard just stays inbound. And then Shagoyan going to pick up another foul, and it's going to put Howard in the line for 1-and-1, and then Howard going to pick up a technical foul. Henderson going to go shoot foul shots. Takes the first. So back to a 10-point lead. Make it 11. Howard with that foul picks up his 4th foul off the technical foul. So now you're talking about one of your leaders, and Logan Howard has 4 fouls. He's got to be a little bit more careful. Shagoyan back out, Gonzalez back in. Howard to the line to shoot 2. I think Howard going to come off the floor. Kendall Terrell Jones going to come in. Howard misses the first of a 1-and-1. Alfara pulls it down. Sorry, I thought it was 2, but it was 1-and-1. Hall pokes that one out off of Alfara. It'll stay with COC. Howard out, Terrell Jones back in. Cougars with an 11-point lead, 76-65. Need to get the ball in. Gonzalez throws it ahead to Griffin. Griffin will work out of trouble. Gets it to Gonzalez, who takes his time here against Hall. Hall able to pick his pocket, though. Hall going to go to the line. Foul going to be called against Gonzalez. Send it away a bucket. Second on Gonzalez. Cougars don't have many other options. I would say maybe Quincy Arms. Barrientos with 4 fouls. Casmanego comes in too, but Gonzalez kind of the point guard here. Harper checking in. Harper going to take over for Gonzalez. So you're going to force Dylan Griffin maybe into running the point, or Andrew Henderson. As Hall makes the first. Hall with 22, 10-point game. Give him 23, as it's now a 9-point game once again. It's not gotten closer than 8. Cougars have kind of just been able to keep OCC at arm's reach. There's Henderson working against DeBoule. Went baseline, step back, 3 from the corner, no good. Alfara almost had the rebound. It goes off of Terrell Jones. It'll stay with COC. So fresh 30 for the Cougars. Galgano off the catch, gets it to Alfara, kicks it back. Henderson wide open three from straightaway was short, but Galgano caught it, and then he's fouled trying to go up to the basket, so Galgano will go shoot two. Henderson nobody really having a good three-point shooting night. You look down the line. Across the entire list today, the Cougars 3 of 15, OCC 3 of 17. Mason Savory and Logan Howard have been the three-point shooters for each side as Galgano misses the first. Savory has 2 of the 3 threes. Arms has the only other one for COC. Howard has all 3. As Hunter and DeBoule off. Isaiah Lee back in along with Ross. Galgano makes 1 of 2, so the lead back to 10. The Cougars split the foul shots. 8:55 to go. 10-point lead, 77-67. Cougars have been good here on a home floor. 6-1 this year. They've been good when they have 80 or more points a game. They're approaching that number. Just got to kind of keep it stretched out. Griffin almost had a steal. Hall will step into a 3 over the top of Alfara. No. Harper with the rebound, and Harper will dribble himself out of the trouble. OCC wants to double. Harper going to be called for a travel as he shuffled his feet. So again, COC going to be forced to play defense in a 10-point game. There's Kendall Terrell Jones working ahead. Slips Harper. Went up and around, couldn't get it to fall. Galgano with the rebound, baseball pass ahead. Henderson picks it up. Henderson spinning, threw one off the rim, didn't get it to fall. Maybe he was trying to draw a foul, just was out of control. Back the other way, Hall, inside Williams. Williams dumps it off. Kendall Terrell Jones, an easy bucket. 8-point game. It's been no lower than 8 since the half. Galgano gonna slow things up for COC. Griffin, back to Galgano. Terrell Jones guarding him. Swing it to Alfara. Alfara to the glass with a two-handed flush. And a 10-point COC lead. There's Ross. Back to Hall. Hall's been so good today, leading the way with 23. Kicks it into the corner. Isaiah Lee thought about it. Instead threw it over to the near side. Williams, good passing from OCC. And they slip Kendall Terrell Jones free. He's got 6 now. The lead back to 8. Henderson and Ross right on it. It's a double now. We'll send it ahead. Harper. Shimmy shake. Got it to Griffin. Cougars will slow things down into a half-court set. Alfara with Terrell Jones on it. Kicks it into the corner. Galgano 3. That's his spot normally, but he missed it short. Good closeout late from Ross. Back the other way, OCC, chance to get it to a 2-possession game. 3-pointer from Ross, no good. Cougars let it go. It'll be COC basketball. It's an 8-point game, 79-71. Quincy Arms coming back in. Dylan Griffin coming off the floor. Logan Howard back in with 4 fouls. Cougars get it across the timeline as here's Henderson. Into Alfara, wants to back down the smaller man, and Holland does. Lays it home. Lead back to 10. Alfara finding some room to operate. He's now got 12. Make it 14. There's Jaden Hall, gets it back to an 8-point game. Arms spinning off some pressure. Here's Galgano. Henderson, baseline. Gets himself inside, puts it in with the right hand. Henderson now with 19. Cougars back with a 10-point lead. There's Howard. All 3 of the threes for OCC have come off of his hand. He'll get it into Williams. Williams into the paint, dumps it off Kendall Terrell Jones up over the top of Henderson. A timeout called by OCC, an 8-point game. 83-75, 5:42 to go. Cougars out in front here from the Cougar Sports Network, 32nd annual Cougar Holiday Classic.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
So back in an 8-point game, 83-75, COC leading OCC. 5:42 to go. Cougars with the basketball out of the timeout. Will have the baseline to run as they bring the ball in. OCC, of course, out in that full court press that they've been in all game long. It's been a light shooting day from three for both sides. Everything has come down low. So that's the opportunities both teams have been forced to create with the pressure defenses off each side. Cougars turn it over. Howard going to get a breakaway layup. Galgano with a goaltend. You can score it for Howard. All of a sudden, it's a one-possession game, or two-possession game. 77-83. 6 points is the lead for COC. They have a lead of 18 at the break. For Barrientos on the bench with 4 fouls. Howard Fisher saving him for the final stretch. Aiden Hall getting a break as well. Here's Henderson driving, big high bounce, lost the ball, came to Galgano, laid it in with the left hand. To an 8-point lead. Howard runs around everybody in a little floater over the top of Savory, a la Stephen Curry style. Gets it to fall. We stay at a 2-possession game. Cougars bring it ahead. Henderson, Terrell Jones on it. They'll double Henderson in the corner. Gets it down to Savory. Savory to the open man. Galgano had it blocked, got it back, had it blocked again. Savory, though, with the putback is there. Savory with 12. The Cougars staying at an 8-point lead. Howard guarded by Harper. Will send it over to Hunter. Now up top to Ross. Here's Howard again. Spinning. Still pressure, got it to Ross, 10 to shoot, drives baseline, throws it towards the corner, stolen by Henderson. Baseball pass ahead to a wide open Justice Harper, a two-handed slam. And Harper now elevating the ball game, the lead back up to 10. Under 4 minutes to go, COC with a nice little 4-0 run. Here's Terrell Jones, good pass to DeBoule. DeBoule able to finish over the top of Henderson. Cougars got to get up and get the ball in. As Harper catches over the top of Howard. Sends it back over to Savory, and it's an over and back violation. So a turnover on COC. From our angle, didn't look like the ball ever went over the timeline, but the officials said it did, so that's what we'll go with. 3:35 to go. An 8-point lead for COC as Jaden Hall back in, trying to run around Dylan Griffin, spins into the paint, misses short. Late whistle for a foul on Griffin. Hall gonna go back to the line. Griffin wasn't happy with it, walked all the way towards the official. It's just third on Dylan. Had 2 quick ones early. So Hall back to the line. Hall already in the game with 25. First of 2 is good. Hall's season high was 34. Cougars got Barrientos, Alfara back into the game, along with Jimmy Galgano. Alfara with a defensive rip. Cougars back the other way. Alfara with a double-double. 14 points, 10 rebounds in the ball game. Here's Henderson. Had it stolen, taken away by OCC, and then a travel going to be called against Kendall Terrell Jones, but a block going to be called against Dylan Barrientos. And that's the end of the day for Dylan Barrientos. Put him on the bench, 17 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. A steal and 7 turnovers. Cougars will take a 30-second timeout, 3:13 to go. 7-point game. Now your leading scorer on the season for COC on the bench. So we'll come back in out of the break. 7-point lead, 3:13 to go. It's a two-shot situation here for Kendall Terrell Jones, who's a 66% foul shooter. Good conclusion to the 32nd annual COC Cougar Holiday Classic here at Cougar. Terrell Jones makes the first. 2-possession game, can get it to a 5-point game. Both teams have had large leads. The Cougars with an 18-point lead at the break, led by as much as 19 in the ball game. Foul going to be called against Logan Howard. That's going to be his 5th foul, so now Logan Howard out of the game. So that's the 5th on Logan Howard, so you can put him on the bench with 18 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 turnovers. So OCC has some time to find their 5th body. So now they'll bring Trent Williams back in. So the sophomore out of Centennial, Arizona. Centennial High School in Arizona, gonna go to the bench. Dylan Griffin gonna go to the line. 5-point game. Griffin with 2 shots. 70% foul shooter makes the first. Griffin today is 2 for 2 from the line, now has 5 points. So it's back to a 7-point COC lead. So you stretch it to 3 possessions. Offensive foul gonna be called on Sam Hunter. It's his 3rd. So the 3:04, the Cougars get a possession back. Everybody shooting 2 the rest of the way. Griffin off the inbound. Cougars working without their main scorer in Dylan Barrientos. Logan Howard, the number 2 scorer for OCC, off the floor with 5 fouls. The Cougars will get it to Henderson. Henderson will take his time here. One-on-one with Hunter. Instead, he'll send it to Galgano. Get it over to Griffin. Guarded by Howard. Out off of Griffin. But there is a foul called down low on Clifton Brown against Jonah, or he fouled, I think, Jonah Alfara. And so Jonah Alfara going to go to the line for 2 foul shots. Cougars thought they turned it over. OCC thought they got a stop. Instead, COC will go to the line. Alfara today, who's 4 of 6 from the line, make it 4 of 7. This is the first. Clifton Brown back out. Alfara splits him. DeBoule back in. Lead back up to 8. Just over 2.5 to go. Hall, 3 over the top of Griffin, no good. Arms with the rebound. Lost the handle, picked it back up. Guarded by Kendall Terrell Jones, who sent it to Henderson. He wanted to throw it in the corner to Galgano, but threw it out of play. So a turnover on COC after they got a stop on an early 3 from Jaden Hall. Now Hall inside DeBoule. Right around his man. Good play from DeBoule. Back to a 6-point game. Arms. Guarded by Jaden Hall. Trying to slip it. Arms. It's the timeline. Hall, though, steals it away. Can make it a 4-point game and does with an easy lay-in. Timeout called by Howard Fisher. All of a sudden, 92-88, 1:56 to go. We'll take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
We come back into the Cougar cage. COC in front. They led by 18 at the break, but OCC has methodically gotten their way back within 4. 1:56 to go. Logan Howard on the bench with 5 fouls. Dylan Barrientos on the bench with 5 fouls. Jaden Green on the bench with 5 fouls. Arms draws a foul. Driving, and Quincy Arms, the best foul shooter for COC, an 88% foul shooter, will go to the line to shoot 2. Kendall Terrell Jones. Hold on, we're discussing fouls now. I think. Are we discussing timeouts? So we figured out, or whatever the discussion was, it's over. Arms makes the first. Makes the second, so it's back to a 6-point, 3-possession game, or 2-possession game. It's Hall. In this game, it's been a 3-possession game as nobody shot the 3 well. Hall will put up a 3 over Griffin, missed it long. Griffin tries to save it, and he's gonna get the ball back as he bounced it off of an OCC player. That'll be COC basketball. Alfara gonna come off, Harper gonna come in. 94-88, 1:34 to go. Noah Simmons to the table to get in for DeBoule. Cougars get it in, Griffin able to come away with it. Harper over to Griffin on the far side, he'll stop it up. If you're COC, just use the clock, get it to the guys that can shoot foul shots. Arms being one of them. One out off of OCC, it'll stay with COC. 14 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Cougars. Cougars get it into Arms. Arms falling out, has to throw it into play, and he throws it right to Jaden Hall. Hall in transition, got it to Simmons. Simmons a 3, no good. Foul gonna be called against Dylan Griffin, I think, on the rebound as he ran into Sam Hunter. Maybe Jimmy Galgano. It's going to go to Jimmy Galgano. Galgano just a second. It's going to send Sam Hunter to the line for 2. Hunter is 70% foul shooter. It's a 6-point game, 67 seconds to go in the ball game. Hunter makes the first. Second is good. Make it a 4-point game. Timeout called by COC. Fisher's still mad about something at the table. I'm not sure what it is. So we'll look at some numbers here. Jaden Hall, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals in the ball. He's led all scorers on the floor. Henderson, 19 points, 8 assists, coaching a double-double. Barrientos on the bench with 17 points, as Logan Howard on the bench with 18 points. Then you look for COC Jonah Alfaro with 15 and 10. Mason Savory with 12 and 4. Jimmy Galgano 11 and 7. Justice Harper with 8 and 7. For OCC, Green on the bench with 12 points, 3 rebounds. Terrell Jones 10 and 1. Sam Hunter with 8 and 3 in the ball game. It's 94-90. COC out in front. Poor shooting night from 3 for both sides. Lots of turnovers on COC, 25 of them. That's really probably kept OCC in the game. As the Pirates with 11 steals approaching their number of 15 per game. The first half, COC did a good job of keeping the steal number against down, turned the ball over quite a bit. OCC have ramped it up even more. Got themselves back into the ball game with 67 seconds to go. COC to inbound out of the timeout. Harper, Galgano, Griffin, Arms, and Henderson. On the other side, Simmons, Hunter, Hall, Terrell Jones, and Williams. Is a baseball pass ahead. Williams and Galgano fight for it. Galgano comes up for it as Williams fell down, and he gets an easy lay-in. It's a 6-point lead. Hall driving, layup, no. Henderson rip, fouled underneath. Foul might be against Williams. It's actually going to be against Jaden Hall. It's going to be his 4th. Henderson back to the line for 2 shots. So could make it a 3-possession game. With at least one of these. Misses the first. Broadcaster jinx in full effect. 54 seconds to go. One of these will make it a 3-point or a 3-possession game. At the moment it stands as a 2-possession game. Henderson makes the second, so it's a 7-point lead. Hotel Jones will bring it ahead. OCC needs to go quick. Like we said, today's game is probably a 4-possession. It's a 3-pointer, short. Williams with the rebound, no. Henderson pulls down the board. At some point, OCC either needs to foul or let Henderson or try and double him, but Henderson able to throw it out of trouble. Harper able to get it to Galgano, back to Henderson, over to Arms. Cougars will just let the shot clock run down as OCC needs to foul. Finally, Williams going to be able to get a hand on Andrew Henderson, who can, with 23 seconds, put this game on ice. I mean, it's been a wild game so far, so it's hard to say that. It's been back and forward we go. Cougars have led since the midway point of the first half, haven't relinquished it. OCC got it back within 4. But now Henderson getting it back to a 9-point game, which in this game with the 3-point shooting that's just been atrocious from both sides. There's no better way to put it. 3 of 22 for OCC, 3 of 16 for COC. You need buckets, you need threes. If you haven't had it off either side, it's an 8-point game. So you're talking 4 possessions for OCC right now, unless magically they come up with some threes. They get 9 or 5 possessions with 23 seconds to go. Hall gonna wait to pick it up. brings it ahead. He'll jack up a three, quick in the shot clock, missed it long. Tip rebound, Harper pulls it down, and then is fouled from behind by Noah Simmons with 15.8. If Harper makes any of these, puts it in the books if it's not already there. So the Cougars gonna look like they're gonna come away with a win in the Cougar Holiday Classic, pick up the 32nd annual COC Cougar Holiday Classic here on their home floor. Harper to the line for a couple. Makes the first. It's a 10-point game, and that puts it in the books for COC, but it was a fun one, back and forward, 15.8 left. So the Cougars will let OCC run it ahead. Harper misses the second, so we go back to work quick now. Looked like maybe an intentional miss from Harper. Simmons, a deep three, knocks it down. So it's a 7-point game with 9.2. Cougars need to go get the ball and get it in. Clock is stopped at the moment. Arms is fouled by Hall. Arms will go to the line to shoot two. Quincy Arms, best foul shooter on the roster for COC. Cougars have backed everybody off in a 7-point game. Arms can get it back to 8 or 9. And of course misses the first, so just still very wild. 7 points for Arms today. Usually very solid from the line, but misses the first. Can make it an 8-point game if he makes the second. Knocks it down, 8.5 to go. OCC back in quickly. Cougars have crested the 100-point mark. Hall a deep three that doesn't find anything but air. Henderson comes down with it to dribble out the final few. The Cougars take the 32nd annual Cougar Holiday Classic 101-93 in a good game against Orange Coast. Back and forward they went. And that'll do it for us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful new year. We'll see you on January 4th, COC LA Valley College, the opener of the Western States Conference South season here on the Cougar Sports Network. For all of us here from COC, I'm Matt Robinson. Have a great new year, everybody.